Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. This is really just a video dump from my last trip down the river in February. It was an overnighter canoe trip. I had a good time. The water was at a pretty high level, and you'll just see all the different clips I took, some different things I did, yada yada yada. So if you're into that kind of thing, enjoy. If not and you want to leave, that's perfectly fine. Just hit the like button and leave a comment anyway. Make me feel good. Thanks and take care. Right, time for a little winter canoe camper trip. It's a little chilly out, but actually now that the sun's coming up, it's not bad. It's probably in the mid 40s, supposed to get to 60 a day. We're in February, so that's pretty awesome. The water is going to be frigid, so I don't want to fall in. Here's what I've got today. I've got 2 barrels. This one's got most of my, camp gear, things for when I get to the campsite. Here I've got some ropes and tools that I might need to access, and then going kind of minimalist. Well, I'm not really minimalist, but minimalist for me. I'm bringing my 2 homemade paddles. I'm going to try those out, and I've got my other paddle. That's why I have 3 there. I actually this time decided to strap down my seat cushion. I thought that might be nicer than fighting with it the entire trip. And this bag right here, my dry bag, has some things I'll need to access on the trip probably. But anyway, let's get on the river. Beautiful day on the river, as always. Okay, so anyway, now that I'm here on the flow, take a minute to talk about crew morale. Now, right now, this is a crew of 1, that being me. But that's even more important to keep your morale up when you're on your own, because it can be a little lonesome at times. But no, I think lonesomeness is a good thing sometimes. Anyway, here's a couple of little things I like to do to keep up my morale. I'm not necessarily the most organized person in the world, but I do like to keep my floor space in between my feet nice and clean. So I just stepped out of a muddy loading ramp, and there's mud everywhere, so to have a towel or something to wipe it off is totally good. And my boots, they were a little bit muddy too, so making sure that you keep your floor space clean is a great way of just feeling a little bit better and all that. Same with keeping your room clean, probably. You're making your bed and doing your laundry and doing your dishes. So I always feel better when it's clean. So right now I'm just kind of using it as a floor mat for my boots. Strapping down my seat right here actually ended up being really nice already, even after just the first couple of minutes of being out here, because I don't have to just worry about it going around everywhere, and it's comfortable, it's secure. It just feels better to not have that to worry about. Now also, I've secured a couple things using my handy dandy boat loops that I installed a while back. I've got a video about that if anybody is interested. I've got my dry bag with some of my gear that I might need, some emergency stuff or whatever. I've got my toilet paper in there, wallet, etc., etc. Here next to it, I've just got some, I guess, utility lines, some rope for whatever it might need. In the back here, I've tied off I guess you could call it a dock line. For when I get to shore, I can grab this rope in one hand, find a way up, and don't have to worry about the boat rolling away. And when I say rolling away, because it's got wheels and stuff, I've got my bilge pump that's just kind of sitting down here. I hopefully won't need to use this. But no, I haven't tied this off. Maybe I can tie it on a string, that way it doesn't fly away, but the handle here broke off, so it works okay. Now let's see, moving over to this side, I've got just a water bottle hanging. These little loops are really handy, I'm telling you. And over here, I've got my other baler, just a milk jug, and my throw line. You never know. Have some other rope handy, no big deal. Other things that I have that are easily accessible right now are my camera, my map, just because you never know, and to keep track of where I am, how I'm doing on my pacing, where I might camp. And then I went ahead and took my food for the trip and put it in here. I'll show you what I've got. So I'm a little bit weird on the diet today, but I've got some cucumbers. These will make for good snacking because, you know, I'll just slice them up. And in here I've got some ranch dressing. Let's see, I'll go ahead and take all this out and show you guys. It's always fun doing this one-handed. So a lot of ranch that goes with those cucumbers. I'll just slice them as I need, and a nice easy snack that's not particularly, you know, terrible for you. This is really interesting. These are a bunch of little bars that I've concocted, kind of like a trail bar cake thing. It's what is it made out of? Almond flour and butter and coconut oil and some milk and vanilla and butter, and that's about it. And then I just kind of mixed it up, put it in a pan. Oh, and chocolate. I put some dark chocolate you know, powder in there too. So there's no sugar. I'm trying to do less sugar. So these don't taste great, but they're very filling because it's basically like all oil and fat. Well, oil is fat, I think. But anyway, so that's going to be like a trail bar kind of food. We'll see. Boiled eggs, because my dozen eggs that I bought, like half of them cracked, so I just went ahead and boiled them all. That's why they look kind of ugly. So that'll be something to munch on. Ooh, this is my grand feast right here. This is hamburger with cheddar and bacon mixed into it. So this will probably make 2 good burger patties, which will be delicious. I can't wait to get to camp tonight, or this afternoon even. And then only one more thing I have here, and that is just a couple of jalapeno cheddar hot dogs. Just something to, you know, another thing to munch on at camp around the fire. So I'm hoping to get to campsite early enough to just have lots of time to munch and enjoy eating, and I brought a book, you know, and maybe I'll do some yoga, who knows. Anyway, oh, and I do have some milk. I don't drink milk, but I brought some because I'm not doing any coffee right now for Lent. So I thought maybe I'll have a warm cup of milk at night. And also, if these things are disgusting enough, maybe if I have some warm milk and I mix one of these in there, you know, that'll make it a little bit more tolerable. But that's my food. Oh, let me show you while I'm here. So I've got my paddles, all right? So here is my paddle I've been using, which is a good paddle. It's long enough, it's got a pretty wide blade on it, which I like. And then here's my crazy long paddle that I made, which is kind of beautiful, I think. I really like that cutting board design. And I've got this sweet bamboo inlaid, I guess you could say. And then I have this paddle, which I also created, which I was just testing out. And this one's pretty cool. It's got a huge blade on it, way bigger than these other two, I think. No, actually, it's probably about the same size as this one. Oh, never mind. The tall one has an even bigger blade. This one's not too long, but I wanted to try a different shape, and I just put it in the water a little bit, and you can see those beads of water on there. I waxed it, so it's actually pretty water repellent right now. It's really nice going in the water. I'll have to get some good footage of that, I guess. But I like it so far. The long one I made, so I've got a good stand-up paddle, like a stand-up paddle board size, so it's like 8 foot right now. I got to see how short I need to cut it down to, but yeah, it's a very long paddle. But look at that bamboo, it's sweet. Okay, let's talk about cold weather canoeing. By the way, if you look at the bank over here, let's see if I can zoom in there a little bit. See that line of snow? The water level, I guess, was about a foot higher maybe a couple days ago, and it's gone down since then. So the snow's melted off below that, but not above it. So cold weather, you know, anytime you're outdoors in the cold, away from, you know, the amenities of life, I guess there's a risk involved. You just got to know what the risks are and how to mitigate them, and you know, be realistic about what a worst case scenario is and how you deal with it. Now I feel on this particular river, I feel pretty comfortable, even with the rapids that there are. You know, they're like grade 1 or 1.5 or probably 2 at most, especially at this water level. But I mean, every one of those rapids is terrifying when, you know, the water's like, you know, 30 degrees. Well, not literally, but, you know, just a couple degrees above freezing. Yeah, you don't want to fall in. So even small rapids you have to take very seriously and plan for those worst case scenarios. So a couple things, you know, that give me peace of mind is knowing that it's a warm day, and that's good. Even if I was to get wet, the water is, or the banks are close enough, the river's narrow enough on this particular river, my river, that you know, I am very confident that I could get to shore in time to, you know, take off my wet, cold clothes and dry off in the sun. I'm not going to stay on the river until, you know, dark. I'm going to make sure I get to camp early enough. I want to get to camp no later than the amount of time I would need to get warm again before it gets dark. Does that make sense? So there you go. A couple other things that I'm doing that I don't normally do is, like, I'm wearing my life jacket right now, which I normally don't wear when I'm in the summertime on a stretch of river like this, because it's not really a big deal to me. You know, I feel very comfortable and in control in these situations. And sometimes I'll put it on before a scary looking rapid when I hear it coming up. But in general, I don't wear it. Right now, though, I am wearing it because I mean, it's not too hot, so it'll keep me a little warmer. And B, you know, if I did fall in the water and you know, my body goes into shock and I'm having trouble moving or something, you know, I don't want to just rely on my instincts and my muscles to kick in and automatically get me to safety, but my life jacket can at least help me stay afloat until I get my wits together and figure out what I'm doing, not to mention conserve energy. So those are a couple of things. One more thing I'll show you right now is in this bag. I don't want to open it up, but in this purple bag here, I actually have oh, am I still zoomed in all the way? Oh, sorry about that. So in this purple bag, I have, you know, a bunch of warm clothes at the ready, just in case, you know, an extra jacket and scarf and shirts and gloves and all that. So worst case scenario, I've got it all really accessible and dry and right next to me there. So that's the idea right now, though. It feels pretty good, and once I start paddling a little, you know, it's not too cold at all, but it will, you know, by the time night rolls around, get a little chilly again. There's just a little bit of my philosophy on in the cold canoeing. Not something you expect to see in Virginia, but here's a lovely bamboo grove along the river here. So there we go. You know, on some days I might want some bamboo for a project or two, but I don't really feel like messing with it right now. I got bamboo still at my house I need to do some things with. But we're technically almost in the subtropics where I live. I think just north of Richmond is the line for the subtropics, technically based on latitude. So, I mean, there you go. Guess it's not that crazy. Yummy, yummy. A little morning snack here. Not bad, Dave. Well, it just came down that little bit of rapid right there and made kind of a bad decision. Tilted over pretty far. Got some good old water in the boat. I don't know if you can see all that there, but whew, it was a close one. My paddle fell out. This one, and yeah, I'll be a little bit more careful when I come to those. Not fun at all. So right now the wind's picked up a little bit. I should have brought my sail, right? But unfortunately I don't have it. So the wind is going upriver and I'm trying to go downriver. So the wind wants to tilt me backwards because it's pushing the lighter end upriver, which is my bow, the front. So I decided instead of fighting the river and fighting the wind, I'm just gonna paddle backwards for a while. Not only does this allow me to just not fight the direction that my boat wants to go, but it's actually working a different set of muscles as well. So it's probably perfectly exciting and fun to do this. And then, I can hear when a rapid or something's coming up, although I can't hear if I'm about to get hit in the back of the head by a branch. That's the only problem. But yeah, it's kind of fun to do. It definitely is working basically my core muscles in reverse, and that's not bad because I'm a pretty wimpy, skinny guy, so I can use all the help I can get. By the way, this paddle, this is my homemade paddle, the shorter one. It's really doing a great job. Oh, there we go. The wind stopped, so now I'm going down the river the correct way. Perfect. So now I'll just paddle normal again. So that way I don't have to fight the water to turn me. I'll just go whatever way the nature wants me to go. Go with the flow. But this paddle's doing a really great job. It's actually a little shorter. I should have made it a little longer, and it's possible maybe I could, cut it off and add a little bit, glue something on there, but I don't want to do that. I'm going to leave it like it is, and I learned enough on it. I'll make another one in the future. No problem, and it'll be the perfect size. But this paddle is working very well. It's a little bit bendy, in fact, which is kind of probably unfortunate. Here, I'll show you. All right, so I've been out for about 2 hours. Feels great. The weather is like, I don't know, 50s, getting close to 60s. Super sunny right now. I'm actually basically at the same spot that I camped last time I was down here. And it took a lot less time. The water is just a lot higher and moving quicker. So I made about 6 miles in 2 hours, so 3 miles an hour. I've got 15 miles to get back to the dock. So at the current rate, that's about 5 hours of traveling, which I could just do all tomorrow. I could camp right now back at my same spot. Or I could try to make a little bit more time today since it's still early. It's only like afternoon, only around 12:30. But I think what I'll do at any rate is maybe stop here and just hang out for a second, have some lunch or something, see how I'm feeling. I could keep going today. I mean, I feel great. It's really warm, great water levels. But it might be nice to just chill and then paddle along tomorrow. All right, got my boat out of the water. Let's see. I think I'm gonna cook up a burger. So in here, this is my cook set and some of my, kind of tools and that kind of thing. All right, it's mostly empty right now. I'll probably need my stove. Actually, I probably don't need my stove. I'm gonna grab a couple of my my lighter and my cotton balls, which I'll tell you about later. All right, this awesome spot here. Let's see if I can get you all situated here. This should be perfect. It's a little bit down. It's a little bit down and out of the breeze, and this little bowl of a rock right here would make a great seat or a little fire pit, I'll call it. It's kind of got a natural bowl shape, and I'll just grill up my patty, or half my patty. I'll save the other half for dinner. Over the fire, over some coals. And I'm just gonna use a cotton ball soaked in wax. I just, melt wax on the stove or in the oven, and then just dip a cotton ball into it, and boom, it's perfect. It's just like the Vaseline cotton ball, except it doesn't get sticky everywhere. Awesome. Gotta love driftwood everywhere. Nice and light, easy to burn. I'll go through a lot of it though, because it's so quick to burn. This piece a little wet. These guys are perfect. Okay, let's see if this cotton ball works. So let's see, get a little bit of cotton here, pushing through just to get started. Oh, let me break it up a little bit more. There we go. That's a nice wick right there. This thing is just cotton soaked in wax. It'll blow forever. So I'm just gonna stuff it in here under the grass. Oh yeah. And like I said, this wood is so dry, all this driftwood, it just snaps right away. It's very lightweight. It'll burn through pretty quickly, but it's really easy to make a fire with. So I'll try to get this fire pretty big and hot, so that way it burns down real quick and I get some coals to cook over. Oh, I forgot to mention, I was going to do my fire right there, but the wind picked up a little bit, and that actually was a pretty good chair. So I ended up building my fire down in the sand, which was good because it's got a little bit more protection, and also I put some rocks around it here, so get a little bit more windscreen even there. Anyway, it's going to be a delicious little hamburger for lunch. Yeah, already starting to take shape. There's a lot of cheese on that burger. What was I thinking? Now, some of you might be saying, I don't know if that's really a burger. And fair enough. It's not, a traditional burger, but it's got all the same burger stuff in it that we know and love, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it one. I think it'll be tasty. Might have to use that stick. By the way, this is a spatula stick spoon stir port that I made on a trip one time out of a piece of cedar. I thought it looked pretty. Ugh. All right, let's see if it's any good. Looks good. Come on. This is not the best pork. Yeah, tastes good to me. It could use some seasoning. But no, tastes like cheese and burger and bacon. Whoa, that was a good bite. That bite had some cheese in it. Yep, works for me. All right, that burger was pretty fresh and tasty. So for dessert, I'm gonna have me a little hot dog here, one of my jalapeno cheddar hot dogs, and I guess that counts as dessert, right? And then, I don't know. I mean, what time is it? I'm not sure, but it couldn't have taken me more than an hour from lighting the well, really from parking the boat till now. You know, I'll have to check the time, but I mean, that was just a real quick and easy fire to cook up a burger, and then maybe I will get on my way and paddle for like another hour or something, see how much time I make. I definitely want to make sure that I'm to shore before it starts getting cold and chilly. But yeah, it was great. All right, let's put the fire out. How about let's use some as iced wood? Hey, I just finished the rapids at the confluence. It was pretty fun. If you were watching that, there's one spot where I started going backwards. I was getting ready to line myself up to go down the this one rapid, a fairly steep one for there, and then all of a sudden this huge gust came again upwind or upriver, and I could not fight it, and so then I had to choose another path that I wasn't intending on going, and even as I was choosing that path, it kept pushing me over more, so I ended up going down that rapid backward, which was a little bit scary, but I didn't hit anything on that one, surprisingly, but it was pretty fun. So now I'm just on the side of the river, parked my boat. I saw a neon green thing in the driftwood somewhere. I thought, oh, that might be something cool. But I'm just looking through here. There's all kinds of junk. What is this little sailboat? That's kind of cool. It's like a foam sailboat. There's the mast step and the keel trunk. Huh. That's pretty cool. I'd have one like that. So if I see anything cool, I'll let you know. Well, this doesn't belong here. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'd take it with me if I had something I could do with it or take it somehow. Oh man, this thing is heavy. So I saw it up there. I tried to paddle over as quick as I could because it caught my eye. I'm like a raccoon, shiny things catch my eye. But the current was just too strong. I probably saw it around there and tried to paddle over, but I ended up way down there. So let's see what we find. All right, so it's somewhere around here, but I don't see it yet. So it might be on an edge of one of these drifts facing, oh, it might be on this one here. Can't see it. I might actually climb out over here and go over there and take a look. Let's check it out. Wow, it's so barren looking over here. It looks like Planet of the Apes or something. I wonder. Oh, there it is. What we got here? A life raft? Oh, I see. This was part of that same float. So okay, I'm gonna assume it's ripped. If this one's totally punctured. If it was like a little thing I could patch up with some tape, I might, but I'm not gonna worry about that. So here we go, Rappahannock. Here's a little side. Well, it's still the Rappahannock with the smaller side islands in the middle. I guess I'm on an island, and it goes up to this side too. Well, it's a nice little walk. Dare I? With one hand holding my phone. Feels solid. Whew. Nice. Woo. Don't look up too much, Dave. Excellent. Nice. Cool little spot right here. A little bit of a sandy beach. A real comfy spot to set up a camp. All these little islands here, kind of the same. All right. Well, I don't see any more cool prizes. Let's hobble back over and then let's see how we do. Ooh, I'll go low this time. Woo! Almost lost my balance. Do that again. All right, sweet. Okay, let's go back to that boat. Got about another hour, then maybe I'll camp. By the way, it was just about exactly an hour from the time I parked the boat to the time I got back on it for lunch, so I might do that more often on these trips. Just plan, you know, about an hour-ish for lunch. Get a little fire going, pick up something. It's good for the morale. All right. Well, looks like little Susie won't be having any fun now. You litter bug, Susie. Wait, is this an actual hula hoop? I guess it is. All right, back in the canoe. No treasures this time. That little styrofoam sailboat thing was pretty cool though. Some kind of kid's toy. I've never seen one of those before. It got pretty warm out here. The sun is mighty fine. Now let's inspect my, what is this? My cedar and pine paddle. So I was just looking at it. Now I'd been using it when I went down the confluence there, so unfortunately it took a little bit of a beating. Let's see if we can get a close-up on some of these. Let's see, right here, you can see the cedar in the middle. Hopefully I'm focused. I can't really tell with the camera. It's too bright out here. Got a little bit of a scratch here. You can also see here, let's see, where am I? Where's my finger? There's my finger. Got a little bit of a chip coming on the pine. Yeah. So, you know, it's soft wood. This edge, it's all chewed up looking already. This cedar stuff here. So this paddle, you know, I don't really want to beat it up too much. This stuff's not a big deal. I can just sand it down, smooth it out. But this, I use it to, let's see, right here somewhere. There you go. Yeah, you can see that piece is coming off a little. So a couple little things here and there. Oh, there's a good one. Oh my gosh. So ideally, you know, maybe on the flat water, I'll use my nice new paddles that I created, and I'll use this Manly Man that's already all beat up, and I put like 3 layers of polyurethane on, and they're all eaten through. Maybe I'll use him on the rapids when I'm being a little rough on the paddles. I need to do a little bit more work with my stand-up paddle too. See how I think about that. Whew, the wind has really picked up. It's actually right now I'm just sitting still. I'm going a little bit upstream without paddling or anything, so that's a little frustrating. It'll cut down on my time, but not a big deal. It's just, ooh, it's a little chilly now too. Makes up for the warmth earlier. You know, it makes me think I should have brought my sail canoe with me. Well, it's the same canoe, but I should have brought my sail setup. That would have been pretty fun with the wind like this. I could have really figured out how well it works, but also it would have been terrifying if I got pushed over pretty far, started heeling too much, and ended up in this cold water. That would not be fun. So still gotta wait till a warmer day, sorry. Well, I'm not making much progress right now. This wind is really killing me. I'm just going to accept that, moving slowly. I'm doing a little bit of paddling, but it's just a lot of wind. So I mean, I'm moving downstream for sure, but just slow going, and chilled off a little bit. The winds help with that too. I had like 60 degrees for about 10 minutes, and then it got cold again. So it's still not bad, and I still think I'll make it to my destination before it gets too late. I'm hoping actually once I get around this bend, the wind will change direction. Maybe it will be with me. So we'll see if that holds true. But there's a bald eagle over here that's been following me for like 20 minutes. He just keeps going on ahead. As soon as I catch up to him, he flies, 100 yards down. I don't see him right now. I just lost him. I'm sure I'll see him soon. All right, y'all. I rounded that bend I was telling you about right back there. And as soon as I did, the sun came out and the breeze has stopped and even going a little bit with me. So my spirits are up. We've just got to go around a little bit of a, let's see, you guys see this map here? Hold on, how am I gonna do this? All right, there we go. So this is the bend we just rounded. Hold on, I'm trying to get you in the shade so you can see. All right, so we just came past here. So now we've got kind of a straight shot, which is what we're looking at right now. Straight shot and slight veer to the left and then bend to the right again. That's where I'm going to try to camp. That's about halfway down, about 9 or 10 miles from where I left. So right now we're at about, where are we? There we go. About 120 miles. So I've done about 3 miles on this so far, on since the confluence, about 9 miles total. So up here will be 10 miles, about 10 and a half miles today, no biggie. Pretty easy day. Could probably make the whole thing today if I really wanted to, but nah. So I'll look for around here in the green area somewhere to camp. So I'll just keep my eyes open, really anywhere at this point, but probably up to the next bend. Anyway, feeling good. How are you doing? Wonderful. Good to hear. So now I'm at the stage where I'm just looking at the banks for something that looks kind of flat, where I don't have to crawl up too much, and open without lots of bramble around. So at this point, anything I find will be cool. Like it opens up a little bit. That tree leaning over. What am I talking about? All the trees here are leaning over. I headed down to that spot I was talking about. There's the river, and there's this little, creek feeding into it right here. Pretty cool. So I'm just paddling up this creek a little bit, and looks like there's going to be a spot to park the canoe where it's not so steep, and then a couple things up here. There's another spot back here a little bit too. So this is where I'm going to go. I'll just putter around a little bit and see what I can find. It's kind of interesting swirl patterns with the suds. kind of nice and unexpected. So looks like there's some good spots up there. Or I can head up here too. All right, here's the trail. See what it looks like. Let's see. Can't camp anywhere. Hasn't been cleared that much, but there's a path going here. So maybe I'll find a clearing over here closer to the river. Oh, yes. This is it. Excellent. Yeah, it's be great. Plenty of clearings. Great view. Oh, that sun feels warm. I still got quite a bit of sun until it starts getting real chilly, although I can feel that breeze, so that's good. I'll know which way to orient my shelter. So I'm not getting any breeze from that. And I also won't camp right in the open here. I'll definitely probably move back a little bit into the bush. But I think what I'll do is I'll bring my canoe back around here, and oh yeah, here we go. I'll pull it up right here. So let's go jump in the boat and pull around to this side. That'll be perfect. Well, I guess now we'll find out if iPhones are waterproof. I just dropped mine in the water right there. So the water's a little clear here. It's a small stream. Perfect opportunity to go ahead and fill up. And I'll, when I get to camp, you know, I'll just boil this water straight in the can, straight in the water bottle here, and it'll be good to go. All right, let's get there. And no, I don't have a case on my phone, just a plain old iPhone. No case. I guess I have a screen protector, so that's something. Oh, that sun feels great. Only got about, it looks like actually maybe we got 2 hours or something. It's still pretty high up there. All right, so I pulled up my canoe. By the way, this is really great to have. It's easy to pull up. You don't have to get in the water. You can just jump out, hold this line in your hand. But anyway, now I've got it up here. Just get it way out of the water so it doesn't accidentally fly away in the night. By the way, check this out. There's a fire pit here halfway under the water, so somebody must have been using it when the water level was quite a bit lower. So what do we have here? All right. Okay, perfect, yep. So I think right up there is probably where I'll go. It's a little out of the wind, but I should be okay when I got my shelter up. Definitely want to make sure. Lots of firewood too. Got some dead wood here. I see lots of driftwood and things. Plenty of dry grass to use. This will be good. All right, let's start getting camp set up. All right, let me show you guys all the ridiculous warm winter clothes I brought that I probably won't need. I've got all my boat stuff down at the boat, so here's all my quote-unquote camp stuff. Let's see, let's go with this dry bag first. This is all my kind of easy access, get-to stuff in case, you know, I get wet and cold while canoeing. What do I even have in here? Oh, a neck gaiter. Those things are actually pretty handy. Let's see, a scarf. Oh, I love this scarf. That is alpaca wool. It's very warm. Some gloves. Ooh, my down jacket. This jacket's pretty awesome. It's very lightweight. It packs down small, and it's pretty warm. So don't want to get down wet though. So keep that in the dry bag. Let's see. Oh, it's my alpaca wool sweater. That's a good one. Here, I should lay these all out so you guys can see what's in here. Okay. And then, oh, another pair of wool mittens. Okay, so those are my kind of quick access stuff, just in case I need a little bit of warmth. So I've got some wool in there, obviously, that's good for that. In here, what do I have? Oh, this takes up like half the bag. This is my ski jacket, just in case. And then this is basically my normal stuff I bring with me camping or canoeing. Backpacking, I take a lot of this backpacking, but not all of it. Here's my multi-purpose tarp / shower curtain. That's probably going to be my ground cloth for in the tarp. Here's my pillow. It's a luxury. Sleeping pad. There you go. Liner, sleeping bag liner. Probably won't need that. I don't think it's going to get that cold, but better safe than sorry. Here's my tarp, which I'll be setting up in a second. This I've actually got in like one of those vacuum bags, I guess. This is some additional clothes. I wanted to make sure all my clothes stays dry, just in case, I don't want to have hypothermia and only wet clothes. So I've got a wool sweater in here. I've got some thermal underwear. See, another t-shirt, another underwear, another wool socks. Just warm stuff. So I might not even use any of that. But yeah, I like to be extra cautious, especially when I'm alone doing a trip like this. And then my sleeping bag. All right, great. So that's everything. I probably won't do with that. Probably leave this in there. Okay. So those are really all my camp tent, sleeping, shelter, clothes, things. Here I have some tools and things like that. So 2 water bottles. Those are each a quart. This is the one I try to keep it looking nasty. I boil on the fire over this. I prefer to boil this one on the fire because it's got a narrower neck, so I feel like less water might escape. And also you could potentially, if you left the top a little bit loose, you could hang it by the ring there. But I don't know. Let's see, my mug, my other little pot. I have too many pots and things for what I'm doing. I just threw them around, and they stack pretty easily. These guys nest all together there, so it doesn't really take up too much space. Here's my twig stove, which I may or may not use, and it's also got a little cooking pot that's around it. Let's see. Oh, global problems in a culture of capitalism. You never know. Hatchet. Oh, here's my milk. I just put it in a little jar. So I'll try to get rid of all this tonight. I mean, drink it, otherwise it'll go bad. Although I'll go bad if I drink it all night. Folding saw. Knife. Various lines. Oh, here's something I should show you. This little jar right here with some fishing line tied to the outside of the can ring. I use this as a little tea light lantern so I can hang it in my tent. It's kind of dumb, but there we go. Let's see, can you see what else is in there? Oh, bank line, just carry that with me, you never know. And more tea lights, and I brought my sharpening puck for my hatchet. Probably won't use it, but sometimes if I'm bored around the fire, I'll just sharpen stuff. Okay, so that's basically it. What I need to do now is I'm going to go ahead and get my shelter set up first, and then I will acquire some firewood, which should be really easy to do. Ah, perfect piece of wood. Look at this. There's this one branch here that's just going up and back down to right here. And then look at this other one that's coming down here. It's broken off way up there. If I can just yank this down, look at all that wood. That's perfectly dead and perfectly dry. It has never, ever been sitting on the ground in its entire life. This is amazing. If I can't reach this, I might need to you know, get a rope to pull it down, because this is that's a big piece of wood there. Oh, nope, just broke it. Okay, I'll have to get something to hit that with or grab it with. This one though, I can probably get this down. Oh yeah, look at that. There we go. Even just this one here is probably enough. But good to know I've got that one too if I need it. Lots of wood here. I got plenty. I'm not even gonna have to go farther than, you know, 4 steps from my campsite. All right, got a pretty good smattering of firewood here. I'll pick up a little bit more. About to get the fire started. The sun is almost behind the trees there. By the way, something cool I noticed about the camp is I got lots of birch trees around. So that's pretty cool. Maybe I'll experiment with doing something with birch bark. The outer layer, of course, is used for you know, starting fires and things like that. It's too brittle to do much with. But the inner layer is fairly pliable. So maybe I'll have some fun with that around here. I won't, you know, kill any trees. Just maybe take a little patch or something. Bunch of birch trees. Yeah. Well, only have about 15% battery left, so if I don't make it to the morning, then have a good night, and thanks for watching. All right, it's 9:45 in the morning, and it's a little chilly. Not too bad though. I've got about 11 miles, and I'm hoping if I can keep my 2 miles an hour, which look, I'm just floating right now, and this is the kind of progress I'm making. So the river's still going pretty strong. 3 miles an hour, I mean, then should only take me, you know, 4 hours to get home. So we'll see how we do on timing. But my battery's low, so I probably won't do a whole lot of filming of anything today. So I'll just mostly paddle. Adios. Made it down the river. I'm just on the tidal portion now, floating to the dock. Pretty good time. That the rapids there, the last ones before the fall line, were epic. I got a lot of water in the boat, and I'm glad I brought my handy dandy milk jug. But yeah, that was fun. A lot of fun. And the weather warmed up a little bit. It was pretty cold in the morning. But I haven't actually checked the time yet. I think I made pretty good time. Anyway, time to get there and unpack everything, get cleaned up, get back to the regular world.